Now available for the first time in paperback. Stop Simping in the Workplace. Men, learn what you need to know in order to protect your job from workplace predators with Stop Simping in the Workplace. Available in paperback at online booksellers everywhere. One of my viewers wanted me to talk about a situation that was going on at his job. Now, according to this viewer, there's a group of men on his job who are following behind these 8 women who are part of a clique who say a lot of smart and sarcastic things while they bum food and cigarettes from these male workers and then gossip and then follow behind these women to party after work, and even some of these guys loan these women money. Now, when I take a critical examination of the behaviors of these men as related to these 8 women, it's clear that to me that these men are workplace simps, and I recommend that these guys go pick up my book, Stop Simping in the Workplace, so that they can learn about the mistakes that they're making before those mistakes cost them their job. Now, the big mistake that these guys are making on the job is not setting a boundary for themselves and the women they interact with in the workplace. Because when it comes down to women on your job, you need to set a boundary for those women where those women are off limits. And the reason why you want to set that boundary and make those women on the job off limits is because this is the place where you eat, and you don't mix crap in the place where you eat, because it can make a mess of your life that can make it where you're not able to eat at all. Now, a man is the only person who can provide for himself, and he needs to protect the place that provides him with the ability to pay for his rent, pay for his food, and pay for his transportation. And he needs to do this because these needs have to be taken care of first, so he needs to put himself first above any sort of attention he gets from any sort of female. Because the women on that job, chances are these women already have a man, and if they've got a man taking care of them, then they can go get their stuff from that man. And that's what these simps don't understand, who are going out here chasing behind these women and giving them food and cigarettes. These women already have a man at home in many cases, so they don't need anything from you. So all the things that you're trying to give them to try to get their attention, that's not really getting you any favor with these females, because these females in most cases already got a dude at home, and some of these females already have a harem of dudes who they go out here and get stuff from. Some women have more than one man. Some women have a boyfriend. Some women have a husband. Some women have a weed guy. Some women have a guy for rides. And all they're doing is taking a ride from you, getting your money and your stuff out of your pocket to further enhance themselves. And these guys don't see where they're going and how they're getting played by these 8 women on the job. And these women, they're in some cases, he's saying that some of them go party with them after work and loan some of these women money. These women, again, are getting a free ride at your expense, and that free ride may cost you in the end. Now, the other reason why you set a boundary for yourself at work and make women on the job off limits is because those women can make it where you won't be able to make a living for yourself. Now, it's clear to me that these guys never heard of the era of Me Too that we've been in for the last 4 years. And in this era of Me Too, no smart man is out here socializing with women on the job, because all it takes is one allegation from a female, and you can go from being employed and making a good living to being unemployed and possibly unemployable. Because these women on the job, what they love to do is get guys tied up in social situations, and then what they do when things don't go their way is they run to the human resources department and they play a game of he said, she said. And because the company fears getting into a lawsuit where they will be liable, what they do is take her word over yours, and you could wind up on the unemployment line, all because you decided to give this woman some food, give this woman some cigarettes, and then one day you didn't have it to give to them. And what they do is run to HR and say you did something, and that's the end of you. And these guys further push the boundaries and put themselves in danger because they follow behind these same women after work, and they party with these women after work. And partying with these women after work, this could jam you up real bad, because what happens here is this woman now has evidence as related to a case of possible sexual harassment, and she could also, if she's really vindictive, go over to the police department, file herself a police report, and say you did something to her, and you're going to wind up getting locked up and have to deal possibly with Bubba and Tiny, and go from making big money on the job to being traded for Little Debbie snack cakes and ramen noodles and cups of coffee and Fritos chips, and possibly will go from being a tight end to a wide receiver, all because you wanted to try to get access to the skid mark thong on this woman, and not understanding that skid mark could lead to your whole life sliding downhill. And that's why you don't crap where you eat, and that's why you don't go out here chasing behind women at work. Those women at work are not women that you even consider talking to. Those women at work are not the ones you even consider looking at. Those women at work are not women you consider even for any sort of relationship. And when you are out here on the job, you cannot afford to be simping on the job looking to chase females at work, because any female you chase at work could lead to you running into a situation where you wind up so jammed up that you wind up never being able to get employed anyplace else again. So a smart man out here, he understands he needs to protect his job, and part of protecting your job is setting boundaries as related to how you socialize and interact with people. Yes, there are very attractive women on the job, but chances are that woman can get you messed up on your job and wind up making it where you can't make a living. So that's why you make sure any woman out here who's on the job, she's not somebody you're not even going to talk to about anything outside of work, because the whole reason why you're going to work is to make money, and you're going to work to take care of your business. And you can't if you can't take care of your business, then you're not going to be able to go out here and talk to women outside of the job. And the only women you want to talk to about relationship stuff is a woman who isn't on your job, because that way you get protected from getting your job at risk and getting yourself fired from a good job. Now, when I look at these guys out here, again, who are chasing women on the job, clearly these guys have not been taught good male life skills and good male survival skills, because you don't sit there and talk to any female on the job. You don't go partying with them after work, because in this era of Me Too, all it takes is one allegation, and you can go from living in a nice house to taking a trip to the big house. Now, I'm hoping that this advice helps the viewer out as related to this situation with these kind of guys, but I definitely recommend he tell these guys about my book, Stop Simping in the Workplace, so they can stop making these mistakes, and hopefully we can get these guys to wake up and see the big picture before they wind up losing their place in it. Now, if you want to learn more about simps on the job and how to avoid being a simp on the job, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping in the Workplace, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping in the Workplace on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Barnes & Noble. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Taking Care of Business. The man who rules the world breaks in a brand new partner to help him take care of business in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Taking Care of Business at paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere.